everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I am going to be doing a soft glam look. This would be a first for me. I don't do soft glam. There's nothing soft here. The only thing I like about it is that you can still add glitter to it. Go ahead, do my eyebrows, and then we're gonna get into that eyeshadow and see how that soft glam turned out today. All right, now we got our eyebrows on. Like I said, today we're doing a soft glam look, so I'm gonna break into my Morphe 35XO Natural Flirt palette because it's got a lot of cool neutral pinks, purples, and browns and tans in it. This is probably my go-to if I decided to do something anywhere near soft glam, because I don't even know the definition of soft. I like a bold look. Oh, this is not what I needed. Okay, first we're gonna go on ahead. If I can find my brush, there it is. We're gonna go ahead and mix my, I honestly don't know who this is exactly by, but this is a part of the Ulta collection for the Little Mermaid eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna mix that with some of my multi-use sculpting concealer. I love, love, love Too Faced now. So we're gonna take our primer, go onto the lid, and this is the only part of my face where I actually like to use my fingers. So I use the brush to apply it, but I go in with my fingers to blend it into my face really nicely, I personally think that this is probably one of the most important steps to making sure that your eyeshadow stays permanently on your face for the whole day. Because I know it's not every day, but there are times when you start doing your makeup and then you're like, that's not what I was going for. Okay, now that we have our eye primer on, we're gonna find a color that's not too dark, not too light, that will go naturally with my skin tone so that it doesn't look too eccentric, I guess, as our base color. So we're gonna use one of these more brownish colors for that very reason. I think I might go with this guy right here, just because, let me show you. Ooh, dang, slam that down kind of loud. It's because of how it goes on my skin like that. That looks like a bronzer. That's what we want. So we're gonna make sure this brush doesn't have any excess from anything else on there, which it doesn't, luckily. We're gonna go into that nice lighter brown, and we're just gonna pile that in. We're gonna go straight in. We're just gonna go straight in. We're gonna try one of my other brushes, which means I actually gotta clean this one out. Sorry for all the noise. So we're just gonna take a makeup wipe to it. For me, I like to use the makeup wipes. It's just a little bit easier because I don't have a swatch. So we're gonna go back in with that. Look at that. There we go. That's going on a lot better. We're gonna go in with that pretty nicely on both sides. And we want to be sure that we're putting on enough so that when it's time, we can buff that up to the brow. Like I said, I've never done soft glam before, so being very neutral with tones is a little difficult for me, and I thought that this would be a good learning experience for all of us. Learning to blend and take your time to get into the process of doing your own makeup is very important. So be sure that you're literally taking your time. You don't want to just go all in there like that. You want to be able to just buff it out nice and slowly. And this is exactly why makeup takes so long, is because it is a process. It's an art form. It's something that you really, 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 really need to put some effort into in order for it to look completely flawless. But I hear with these more soft glam looks, it could take you like just a few, like about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to do your makeup. Because it's not really meant to go on as harshly or as noticeably as you would with something like how you've seen in my other videos, where it's like more vibrant colors that need to be transitioned together properly, that need to be blended properly together. You actually have to put in more effort when you're adding more colors. So now that we got that base coat on there, we're gonna try to take one of these more like softer pink tones that can be blended into the brow a little bit more, just to give it like a little bit of color, because I personally just really love wearing pink. So I think I'm gonna take like this pink right here and take that into my brow just to give it a little bit more pop. You know, it'll still be considered soft glam, but it just has pink in it. I like pink, and that's what I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna stick with what I know. Sorry guys. But if you feel like you didn't want to, you could just continue to buff that color into your brow, that natural tone that blends more in with you. Some people even just use their bronzer, the bronzer to just go in with. They don't even bother with adding extra colors. They just take their bronzer, go in, and then they add a little shimmer to their lids. Hopefully it's not too ostentatious. I'm gonna take that into right there. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Perfect. Like, I mean, this pink goes on so natural. You guys remember the Naughty Nudes by Huda Beauty? Like, that's what this pink reminds me of. Am I wrong? No. No, I don't think I am. I think I'm right. The only thing that I really like about Morphe, I know a lot of people don't use Morphe as much as I do, because I think almost all my palettes are Morphe palettes. Is the thing that I like about Morphe is the amount of colors that you get in a palette, and then also I like that. But what I like about these palettes is that you get so many varieties of color. And you get it at an affordable price. Like, you get, I don't know, 32 to 38 shades, 25 to 38 shades. It depends. I don't know. This one has 35. And I probably only spent like $23 on it for 35 shades. And then you go to one of those bigger name brand places, and then they have you spending like a crap ton of money on eyeshadow. And that goes into the brow so nicely, so flawlessly. Even on this side, like just take it into the brow and buff that. Buff it up real nicely. So usually I would also do a cut crease for this type of look, but because it's a soft glam look, you don't need to do a cut crease. It's not really necessary. You just want to top the glitter on top of what you already have. So I'm just gonna make sure we don't lose that brown and buff it up into the pink a little bit more. That's why I like a transition color, because the transition color kind of just sets the tone for most of the look, you know? It allows me to, let me get a closer view for you guys. It allows me to take back what was taken away. And then we don't want it to be too harsh, so sometimes I take my finger and just allow for a little bit more blending, because we don't want it to be too harsh. We don't want it to be too noticeable. We want that to blend out very nicely. I was thinking that maybe I go in with like this pink right here. So now I was thinking about going in with this shimmer here, but now I'm like seeing this one right here and I'm like loving it just a little bit more. So we're gonna go with this guy. Literally just shimmers so nicely. Look at how pretty that is. I can't wait. Like, getting used to all the different colors and how they transition well to each other is very important too when you're doing your makeup. I think each person finds a different way that works best for them, but a lot of the techniques are very, very, very similar. And just take it to my lid. Oh, oh. Like, let me put it on this side. I think this side's getting better light for some reason. Look how pretty it is. And that's without doing a cut crease or anything. Like, that shimmer is to die for. I love a good shimmer. Ugh, it's gorgeous. So I don't know how you guys are seeing it versus how I'm seeing it, but that shimmer goes on gorgeously. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna take a more precise brush to get in that extra amount of brown. Whew, sorry guys, I'm so pregnant and tired. Take that in there. So this brown is just a mixture of the brown that we already had and one that's slightly darker, just so that we can give it off a little bit of a more smoky, I guess. And then we're gonna take that right into the eye like that, just because I want a whole full look. There we go. Now I'm gonna go back and get my shimmer on some more. So now that we got our shimmer on and everything, if I can get this open. Okay, I haven't used this yet. I tried to stay away from using it because I'm not used to using a crayon, eye pencil or whatever. So I'm going to take this one into my waterline, the brown, and this way. That way we can take our brown and just buff it out so it's not too, I feel like that makes my eyes look bigger, and I already have big eyes, so I'm really excited about that. And then now I'm gonna take a second, go off camera and do my eyeliner, because this is some precision that I need to be up close into my other camera for. So give me a second and I'll be right back. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into that foundation. Again, I love to use the Too Faced Born This Way mattifying foundation. I'm not really a dewy person, but we're gonna go on ahead and just pat that in. And we're not gonna go as full coverage, I guess, because I usually am full coverage 90% of the time. So I guess if this is more soft, then I should probably just be a little bit medium coverage. All right, now that I've got our foundation on, we're gonna take a little bit more of this concealer slash primer to go into this brow line to make sure. We're gonna just make it more intense with the other shadows, but also we're gonna take our Born This Way concealer. And I don't really use a crap ton of concealer under my eyes. I do not, because usually when I'm prepping my face before we even get this far, I use like lots of concealer to clean up the mess and everything. So we only need just a little bit to go a long way. Stefani contour and bronzer palette. So they have a cream bronzer that I really love using because it's more versatile when you haven't set your face or done anything yet. Yes, I'm one of the few that still fish face up into that forehead. A little down here. And you know, just follow up from the brow and contour down around the nose. There we go. And then I'm just gonna use this brush to just go into that brow a little bit more. Not brow, but forehead. Just a little bit. Just give it I don't mind getting too close to my face when it comes to me just doing this portion, but when I'm like fully setting my face at the end, I like to make sure that I'm not spraying like this on my face. You gotta back it up because you don't want to just have it all running off your face at the end of the day. So let's go in with the concealer first and then the bronzer. So we're gonna take it and just blend that out. I feel like this allows for your concealer to last longer for me. It does for me to brighten up just the right way. Like I said, I don't use my fingers a lot, but when it comes to stuff like this is when I'm like, yeah, I need to pull out good old fingers. Anybody else just like feel like they get kind of a runny nose when they're doing their makeup? Or is that just me? I don't like when you start doing it, your nose starts running just a little bit. Somebody's little beast is going off outside today. But we are just gonna take that concealer a little bit more. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that concealer into here, right under my eye. So we're gonna take it and then we're just gonna buff it a little bit. We're gonna back up the palette. I think I lost all the color. So I'm gonna take it here. There we go. Look at that. That looks clean and beautiful. I love it. Ooh, I want to take a picture of it already. Pop blush. I love this blush now. It's my new favorite aside from the Barbie one that came out with NYX. So, but this color pop kind of just goes on pink. Like it goes on. It just goes on with that color. Just a little bit. So this NYX Barbie palette has this pretty blush and highlight. I really like the highlight. Look at that. That's gorgeous. NYX knew what they were doing with that. Take it into my nose. give my nose a highlight and go on in with that forehead, because you know that forehead gotta shine. And then go on the upper lip and the chin, so you can get a full glowy effect. All right, we're gonna take this nice brown lip pencil and line my lip. And no, I don't personally like to overline my lips. It's not my thing. All right. This one is called Rebel Kind. It's a lip pencil by NYX, the Line Loud lip pencil. Okay, and now I'm gonna take the ColourPop Ultra Matte Gloss. It's like a cute little pink neutral color. And just go. Honestly, I am digging this. I actually really like that. Like, I don't normally do like a lip like that, but I am digging this lip right now. Okay, I'm taking this Little Mermaid Ulta Beauty lip gloss. It's like a little bit whiter and pink, but it's a gloss. Just to give it a little bit more life. All right, and now we got highlight and whatnot on. I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually do some bronzer. I almost caused an incident in here, y'all. Y'all don't even know. That was deadly. Okay, I'm gonna take the bronzer. Just add some more. A little bit of warmth. Like I said, I'm not a big lip person, but with this, I'm like feeling myself. Made me want to put on a wig and look glorious. But you know, I'll do my makeup just to do my makeup. Who knows? Look at that. All right, now that we got the face on, we're gonna take our setting spray. Like I said, do it from a distance. Go in with our mascara. I use a bunch of different mascaras, so don't come at me if you see me with like 3 different mascaras for this video. I'm not a false lash person, but we will get into that. We will actually touch bases with that, because I feel like a lot of makeup looks stand out a whole lot more when you add falsies. I haven't worn falsies in years. Going with the Tarte Big Ego. Just curl up and curl up, and bam, we got some lashes. At least it looks like we got lashes now. And then dab in with that blender one more time, and that's our final look. And I am really happy with this soft glam look. It's very beautiful, very, you know, it's a little bit more versatile. Go on ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and leave comments so that we know what you guys would like for me to try out next. I'm excited to keep enjoying more experiences with you guys. Thank you, beauties.